So if you guys missed it, Amazon, they recently purchased Ring, the maker of the Ring doorbell, for $1 billion. Now, this deal is really reminiscent of Google purchasing Nest for $3.2 billion. Now, with this magnitude of investments, it's really clear to say that the smart home market is really in its early stages of growth, and I really think it's years away from saturation. Now, unlike Google, Apple's HomeKit software framework, it kind of acts as a mediator to control and automate a range of different smart home appliances in your home. So on this channel, I've really been trying to communicate the value of Apple's world-class ecosystem. And I really think HomeKit, it does a number of tasks that made me make the switch from Google's Nest ecosystem to Apple's HomeKit. So if you're thinking of making your home smart, or if you already have some smarts in your home, I really think this video will equip you to make a more informed decision as you consider your best options. Now, one important thing I need to get out the way is HomeKit is exclusively for Apple's iOS and watchOS users. I will say I was really surprised that Apple's own macOS was not supported with HomeKit. So, there's a number of tasks that really made me make that switch, which included sharing HomeKit access, Apple Watch support, automation, and really HomeKit's ability to control, all my smart home appliances in one convenient application on my iPhone 10. I'll get into more details about this one control application a little bit later in the video, so hang around till the end. Now, the first thing I will say, I hope to see the setup process in the future for HomeKit compatible devices to work in sync with how simple it was to set up a pair of AirPods. It was really easy. Also, I think my HomePod was really easy to set up, but I will say after I painfully got everything set up, it was really a breeze to share that access with my wife. Now, unlike Nest, the Nest application, I didn't have to log into the HomeKit application on my wife's iPhone, which was really a time saver. It literally took seconds to give her that access. Some other features that I really found valuable with HomeKit is the fact that you can actually revoke access to anyone you've given access to in the past. Other things you can do is, as the HomeKit organizer, you can toggle and then edit access, and even add and remove smart equipment from the account right from your device, which is pretty simple. Now, before I made the transition, I used 3 different applications to control the smart appliance in my home. That include Belkin's Wemo app, the Ring video doorbell, and of course, Google's Nest application. So the killer feature really boils down for HomeKit is the ability to control everything in one convenient application. Now, before moving on to automation, the automation feature of HomeKit, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I also wanted to take a second to thank all my subscribers who really supported me over the years. As a reward, it's not much, but as a reward, I'll be doing a drawing for a $10 Amazon gift card. So I'll leave the comments below on how to enter for that drawing. So again, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. I will say I don't really have that much experience with HomeKit automation. And I think the main reason is I really don't have a wide enough range of equipment to, make a useful automation. But I think most of you guys are probably asking yourself, why did you make the switch to the HomeKit if, you felt automation was one of those features that made you make the switch? And, I will say that's a really good question. And I will say I do have some experience with the application called If This, Then and That. Now, it's been years since I last used the application, but if I recall correctly, the automation offered a wide range of features where you could even use the applications on your phone, which were free, and you didn't have to go out and buy really, expensive smart equipment to take advantage of some of the useful automations. Now it's available on iOS and Android. So if you're if you're an Android user, you can use it. Unlike HomeKit, you can't use it. So that's one of the caveats that I wanted to mention. Now, the framework is amazing and I think it's great, but there was one thing that was really a deal breaker for me when it related to this application. And that deal breaker is it was completely free. Now that might sound crazy, and I think it's probably going to be appeasing to a lot of people out there, but in this day and age, anything that's free usually results in companies selling your data on the open market. You know, something just doesn't feel right about giving a third party company access to something like my security camera. I will say I am more comfortable giving Apple access to something like my security camera. And I will be honest, you know, HomeKit it's in a, I mean, if it's in a totally different league compared to what if can offer. But, you know, the thing you really got to remember is, you know, Google and Amazon, they've invested billions of dollars in, you know, HomeKit technology from companies that they bought. And, you know, I think Apple knows this is an area that they really need to play hard in. So I can only imagine automation getting better with time. So I really hope that answers your question, you know, to why I made the switch from, you know, the Google Nest ecosystem to HomeKit, and why automation was one of the reasons that I did that. Now we talked about the, you know, the inconvenience I dealt with the 3 different applications that controlled my smart equipment before I made that switch to Apple's HomeKit. So I'm sure most of you guys are probably saying to yourself, HomeKit's a lifesaver, right? For the most part, I will say I can you know, view my, you know, live security camera pretty much in the same application. I can lock and, you know, unlock my door. But, you know, when you think about that, what about the additional functionality that something like the, you know, the QuickSet app offers, you know, such as auto lock the day and, you know, viewing my lock activity, or like in a Logitech Circle app, you know, for my security camera where I can adjust the field of view or even get a day's briefing of, you know, events recorded. HomeKit, it really only gives you the bare bone basics to whatever, you know, HomeKit enabled application you have on your device. So technically, you know, to control my smart equipment in my home, I'm now using 4 different applications. But to be fair, I will say I use HomeKit more frequently than the other applications I mentioned earlier, which, you know, I think adds you know, convenience value, which brings me to HomeKit and Siri. HomeKit and Siri. You know, if I had to rank personal assistants, I would say Google Assistant is, you know, light years ahead of something like Apple Siri, you know, understanding humans, which is something, you know, that is not really panning out of making Siri a convenient component of HomeKit. So, you know, lastly, you know, I'm sure a lot of my viewers out there are not big fans of 3D Touch. I will say I don't use it that much, but, you know, I don't think it would be too much to ask if, you know, the HomeKit icon had a, you know, actionable 3D touch, right? Support, you know, to make things just a little bit more convenient for someone like yourself who may be looking to add some smarts to your home. You know, one last stats that made me make the switch to, you know, Apple's HomeKit included Apple Watch support. I currently own, you know, Apple Watch Series 3 that can independently, you know, access my QuickSet premise lock, as well as, you know, allow me to, you know, view my live feed of my Logitech Circle 2 camera in my home without the need, you know, of the iPhone being in proximity of it, which is kind of cool. But to be honest, the software has really been a hit or miss during both an independent standpoint as well as when, you know, the watch is connected to the iPhone over Bluetooth connectivity. You know, gaining live feed on my security camera, it takes forever to load. You know, while the QuickSet premise, you know, lock has around a 10-second delay with operating in both independent and connected to the iPhone over Bluetooth connectivity, in comparison to just using the HomeKit application on my iPhone, which is a lot faster. So there you have it, folks. I hope you gained some additional insight on a direction you should move regarding you know, your first or even your next smart home accessory you decide to invest in for your home. Sharing, like I mentioned, like sharing HomeKit access, Apple Watch support, automations, and HomeKit's ability to control all my smart appliances in one convenient application is really why I joined the HomeKit ecosystem. I would say controlling all my smart appliances in one convenient location is the top reason I joined the Apple HomeKit ecosystem. So let's keep the conversation going in the comment section below in terms of what I discussed in this video. So as a group, we can learn from each other and grow. But thanks for watching, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Later.